Welcome back to Stuttering Sports. Today is September 3rd, 2021, and the topic for today is the MVP race and my candidates for it, and ultimately, who do I think will win the coveted award. I have not made a video in the past 10-12 days. School has been a lot to take in, but I'm getting back into it with this one right here. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. And I do want to start off kind of naming off my top 3 candidates for who I believe will win it. Because in my opinion, the MVP is more of a narrative award than literally anything else. Now, the 3 guys I believe can match that narrative are Derrick Henry, Kyler Murray, and Josh Allen. I know that Patrick Mahomes, Rodgers, Christian McCaffrey, and Lamar Jackson, they all exist and they all could win it. They're all phenomenal players. But when it comes down to narrative, my personal top 3 candidates are Josh Allen, Kyler Murray, and Derrick Henry. And let me explain why, starting off with Kyler Murray, giving off the pros and cons. The major reason I believe he can win the MVP is because I expect him to take a big leap from year 2 to year 3. This dude is an absolute stud, and they added Rondale Moore, they added AJ Green, and they added Rodney Hudson for the offensive line. And I think Chase Edmonds is going to have a really good year as a receiving back. So it's just all up to Kyler Murray to do what he does from there. The one part of his game that could definitely use work is most definitely his interceptions. He throws too many of them. If he can clean that up, which I expect him to, and considering his passing game will continue to evolve with just natural progression and him having better weapons, and if his rushing game can just stay the way it is, because it's already incredible, 11 rushing touchdowns next season, he 100% could have that breakout year that guys have to kind of fit the MVP narrative, and Kyler Murray is most definitely one of those guys. Now, the con for why Kyler Murray probably won't win it is because when you look at the MVP, their team still has to do really, really, really well. Rodgers, the Packers went 13-3. With Lamar Jackson, well, the Ravens went 14-2. If you were to have an incredible season statistical wise, your team also has to do well. I think the Cardinals are going to be good, but considering they're in the NFC West, I don't think they go 13-4, 14-3. I could see them going 12-5, but in my opinion, that is their ceiling. So if they go 10-7 and Kyler Murray puts up insane stats, is that really an MVP season if they either 1, barely squeak into the wild card, or 2, miss the playoffs like they did last season? I like this Cardinals team a lot. I think Kyler Murray's going to have an incredible season, but do I think he'll win the MVP? Most likely not, but he is in the top 3 candidates. Moving on to the next candidate, in my opinion, that is Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry rushed for 2,000 yards last season, and then everyone was just like, well, yeah, that's what Derrick Henry does. Last season, Derrick Henry rushed for an astounding 126.7 yards per game. Now, let's just say he does that. Once again, let's just say he does that same exact thing. Once again, 126.7 times 17 games, 2,153 yards. Now, the narrative, in my opinion, is that someone finally broke the Eric Dickerson most rushing yards during a season. Adrian Peterson came oh so close back in 2012, and well, he did win the MVP. Derrick Henry just rushed for 2,000 yards, and if there's a guy that can do it in back-to-back years, it is Derrick Henry. When you look at his 2018 to 2019 to 2020 stats, 2018 saw 66 yards per game. 2019 saw 102. 2020 saw 126. It is obviously very hard to go up from there. But let's just say he gets a little bit better and rushes for 135 yards per game next season. Fucking nuts. But let's say he does it times 17. 2,295 yards. shattering the record. Now, do I think that'll happen? It's definitely a long shot, but if there's someone that can do it, it is 100% King Henry, the best running back in the NFL. It is a very hard accomplishment, but if he can break the Eric Dickerson record and rush for 2,000 yards in back-to-back seasons, I really think the MVP award has a great chance of going to him. Looking towards the third candidate, I'll also talk about Patrick Mahomes as a fourth candidate, but I would like to talk about Josh Allen first. Josh Allen, the obvious argument for him winning the MVP is, well, he has taken the big jump literally every season. He came into the NFL, he was a very raw prospect, and everyone was like, okay, this kid has great potential if the Bills played it right. Well, the Bills played it right. They lost the AFC Championship game last year, but Josh Allen saw an MVP type season, but obviously Rodgers did what he did. But Josh Allen, if he takes that next step, he is the MVP winner. I don't think there's much debate around that, with his passing and very underrated rushing ability and his connection with Stephon Diggs. Yeah. Also, when you throw in the fact that this is a 17-game season, he could easily break either the passing yards or the passing touchdowns record. And, if he breaks one of those things, I think he fits that narrative literally perfectly. The guy who was a raw prospect took the jump once again from having a really great year to the MVP record-breaking year. That is my opinion on why Josh Allen could win the MVP. Now, those are my top three candidates just for funsies. I think Kyler Murray could win it, but then on the other hand, well, they would have to go like 13-4, and that's unlikely. I think Derrick Henry can win it, but he has to break the Eric Dickerson record. That is extremely hard to do even during a 17-game season, but I believe he can do it. And then with Josh Allen, I think he can win it. But the one reason why he might not win it is because there's another quarterback named Patrick fucking Mahomes. And Patrick Mahomes will probably win the MVP this season. He is the favorite in my opinion. For one obvious reason is that it's a 17-game schedule. And if you told me you have to put money down on someone to break both the passing yards and passing touchdowns records simultaneously the same way Peyton Manning did back in 2013, I mean, it's not even a question. It is obviously Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league. He was voted number one for the top 100 players for a reason. Made it to the Super Bowl back-to-back years, won one. If there's a guy that can break both of those records in the same year with a 17-game season, regardless of if Derrick Henry breaks the Eric Dickerson record, regardless if Josh Allen takes the next jump and does the same thing with Kyler Murray, regardless of those three guys doing what they can do, I think Patrick Mahomes has got this one in the bag because, well, he's probably going to break both of the records. So, yeah, that's going to do it for me today. My MVP prediction is definitely Patrick Mahomes, but do not get me wrong, the other three in Kyler Murray, Derrick Henry, and Josh Allen have a great shot of it. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Glad to be back doing this. Just had to get my school schedule straightened out. But, yeah, I'm going to be posting more consistently. I got some episodic series in the works. Hopefully an episode comes out soon, I hope. But, yeah, hope you enjoyed and have a great day.